Hello, and thank you for joining us for this World Council of Credit Unions virtual event, a digital-first approach to driving lasting engagement, sponsored and presented by ASAPP OXP. My name is Greg Newman, Director of Communications for World Council. Omnichannel origination and member engagement is the future of the banking industry. Providing a seamless experience across all channels is critical for credit unions of all sizes. And adapting to meet the changing demands of retail and commercial members will determine which credit unions will both survive and thrive in the years to come. Over the past 8 years, ASAPP OXP has become Canada's most complete omnichannel experience platform. During this 60-minute webinar, you're going to get the chance to have a closer look at how ASAPP financial technology can help your credit union leverage a digital-first approach to driving lasting member engagement. This webinar is presented by a team of ASAPP OXP executives, including President and CEO J.R. Pearman, Tony Dunham, Chief Revenue and Customer Experience Officer, and Steve Sauve, Chief Product Officer. If any questions come to your mind as you listen to today's webinar, please feel free to use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and type them in there. Our presenters will answer them later in the hour as time allows. I also want to mention that this presentation is being recorded and will be available later today on the World Council YouTube channel. I'm going to turn things now over to the team from ASAPP OXP and J.R. Pearman. J.R., thanks for being here.
Thanks, Greg, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to present today. We're very excited, and just going to share a screen here and get going. So good morning, everybody, and or good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're calling from in the world. It's great to have the opportunity to once again chat with the team. We were very excited to be at the World Credit Union Conference in Vancouver this year, and we had the opportunity to talk to a number of credit unions from Canada, the United States, and around the world, and excited to talk about leveraging a digital-first approach to lasting member engagement again today. So why is this important, for us and for the credit union client partners that we work with? That's where we're going to get into today and leave some takeaways. And as Greg mentioned, the team that's presenting with me today, Tony and Steve, will get into some more of the details. But to start off on a high level, some of the takeaways we hope you achieve coming out of today's presentation would include getting a view of our omnichannel origination platform and how that really can help your credit union grow, talking about post-origination engagement and really magnifying the loyalty opportunities you have with your members, and then really thinking about it from a platform approach, including integration with other systems. So, and of course, the benefit there being reducing that friction and contributing to your overall success. So for us, digital first has really been at the core of the work we've done with credit unions over the last 20 years, and why, and this recent stat points it out in a pretty major way. More than 3/4 of customer interactions with their financial institution happen digitally today, and of course this trend just continues to increase, and I think it's a pretty obvious correlation of how those interactions are continuing to drive demands from our members across the spectrum, whether that be for services that they've already transact with us as a credit union or services that they're looking to acquire. Equally important, channel effectiveness. So when we think about omni-channel opportunities and digital experiences, when product application completion is happening in a personalized digital fashion, the effectiveness is dramatic. And looking at that, where you can personalize those digital experiences, you can increase that completion 200 to 400%. Origination obviously is only one part of the equation, though. I mean, obviously it's great to bring in members, and sometimes we do that through special offers or special products and strategies around that, marketing offers, and that's a great part and an important part of both having software in place to help achieve that and having the marketing and product strategies around that. But post-origination, the engagement lift is also equally important, and where you're able to fully engage with those members post-origination, that's driving significant increases in revenue, and that's really what we've seen as being a critical demand on us as a software provider, and why we brought in some of the engagement components of our platform over the last 3 years and really expanded out to be not just on the initial origination side, but also on the post-origination engagement side. And of course, this isn't easy. So I'd love to say, we've got all the answers with, a software platform that covers many of the bases. And I think that's a starting point. But, engaged banking really is about putting the right focus and the right level of investment. So of course, we come to the table as being a partner that can help with the software itself, with some of the processes around that. But there's obviously, from a change management standpoint, from an investment in your business around the product strategy, the marketing strategy, and implementing the software, those are all important aspects as well. But of course, the return, as we just were looking at, from doing some of those activities and undertaking those is quite impactful. So a little bit about us, just because I know there's a number of people that we've had the opportunity to meet over the last while at the World Credit Union Conference and some follow-up since then, and obviously today, that don't know much about ASAPP OXP. So I'll tell you a little bit about us. We're not your average Canadian fintech. So we've been around since 2001. And we started as a company called Lucidia, which was founded in a small city in Northern Ontario called Sault Ste. Marie. And we really grew to become Northern Ontario's largest full-service digital marketing agency. And we opened a second office in Toronto in 2010. And we've worked closely with credit unions for most of that time, started working with credit unions in 2003. As Lucidia, we did a lot of custom web development work, and one of the projects we did was a project called Snap, which was a custom account origination solution for a fairly large credit union in the Toronto, Canada area. And coming out of that project, we realized that there was going to be a fairly strong demand in the market for origination platforms, both on the account origination and the lending side. And so we started developing ASAPP, and we launched ASAPP almost 8 years ago now. So in early October 2015, ASAPP launched in production. And so we're very proud to say that the system has been live and running every day of every year for that past period of time. And over the last 8 years, we've really gone from the initial part of having an Omnichannel account origination platform to including other powerful feature sets in the platform, some of which you hear about today from Tony and Steve. So we now have lending origination, CRM, enterprise content management, and our unique ASAPP OXP opportunity engine, all levered off of our team portal. And just this year, we've been in the process of developing our alpha version of what we have framed as Bank.io OXP, which is our international adaptation of the platform. So we're expecting to launch the Bank.io version in 2024, and we're actively talking with and looking for client partners that are interested in international markets to help us expand and help you look at opportunities to increase your engagement with members and your ability to bring on both new and existing member growth. And with that, I'm going to jump in and just show you a quick highlight video reel that covers off a little bit about the platform just before turning it over to Steve. Oh, sorry. A couple other points just to give you a reference on us, sorry. We have currently our client partner community, again, just to give a bit of context, 54 credit unions that we support today in the Canadian market across 11 provinces. And those credit unions manage over 44 billion in assets and support over 927,000 members. So a large client partner community that we support today. And just jumping into the video now.
Welcome to ASAPP OXP, Canada's most complete omnichannel experience platform. The ASAPP OXP Omnichannel Experience Platform provides a single solution with access to a powerful series of omnichannel feature sets. With ASAPP OXP, you can easily manage your retail account origination process across all channels. Our AOS feature set makes it easy to open retail and business accounts quickly with a responsive omnichannel experience, including suspend and resume capabilities. You can also manage your retail and business lending origination processes across all channels. Our LOS feature set makes it easy with an innovative decisioning engine, self-serve digital lending capabilities, and individual beneficial owner and business level criteria for approvals. Beyond origination, with ASAPP OXP, you can easily engage with members and manage your customer relationships across all channels. Deliver personalized service with customer profile management and account views, conversation and opportunity tracking, real-time bi-directional core banking integration, and workflows to streamline processes, including member onboarding and product renewals. You can also manage your enterprise content with ASAPP OXP. Our ECM feature set makes it easy to store and manage all of your important documents in one place, with origination documents automatically linked and viewable within member profiles. The ASAPP OXP Opportunity Engine is another powerful tool that helps you identify opportunities for growth. Leverage the easy-to-use interface to quickly take advantage of transformed datasets with aggregate totals, customer flags, and member-level and product-level attributes. With the ASAPP OXP Team portal, you'll have everything you need to manage your business more efficiently and effectively than ever before through a single portal to access all licensed ASAPP OXP modules. The ASAPP OXP Engage widget delivers upsell opportunities through the deployment of targeted offers and notices to members directly within digital banking. The ASAPP OXP Data Junction is the data backbone of our platform ecosystem. With the Data Junction, you'll be able to make better decisions based on real-time data from across your organization. ASAPP OXP enables dozens of leading integrations from key strategic partners to deliver a robust platform. The ASAPP OXP community includes 50-plus client partners who support over 900,000 members and $44 billion in assets. At ASAPP OXP, security is a priority, with CrowdStrike's Falcon Complete Managed Endpoint Security, annual SOC 2 Type 2 audits, FinTrack AML reviews, IT penetration testing, backup and disaster recovery testing. All data is cloud-hosted with Microsoft Azure. Transform your business. Visit asapbanking.com or come see us at booth 301 to book a demo today.
Hello everyone, my name is Steve Sauvé and I'm Chief Product Officer at ASAPP OXP. We're just going to spend a few minutes talking about some of our platform capabilities and a few quick video presentations before we hand it over to Tony to talk about how to leverage these components for a digital first approach and for lasting member engagement. So just taking a quick look at the ASAPP OXP platform ecosystem. I know there's a lot to digest when you're looking at this diagram, but really at the center of the platform ecosystem is what we call the ASAPP OXP data warehouse. And what this data warehouse does is it aggregates data from your core banking systems, from our origination feature sets, and from our CRM module. It really helps transform that data into insightful flags, aggregate totals, indicators, and trends to help you drive what we call the opportunity engine. So this would be things like what members have a savings account, what members have a mortgage, what members have we interacted with recently, what members have open concerns, who started an application recently and got rejected, those types of indicators, flags, and trends. And those get used in what we call the opportunity engine, which is a query builder service that allows your staff to quickly locate lists of members to help pursue either opportunities, concerns, or offers for pushing out through our CRM module. The CRM allows us to manage members, opportunities, sales, as well as what we call offers. And so if you leverage the opportunity engine to import those into the CRM, it can really help you drive out offers and opportunities, which you can then push out to members through what we call the Engage widget. So this allows you to present offers directly into digital banking systems and platforms, which can then fulfill through our origination components for things like deposit account opening, mortgage renewals, lending, fulfillment, and so on. As members are going through our origination component, we have integrations, bi-directional integrations to your core banking system through what we call our Unicore core banking connection engine. This allows us to create accounts, pull back member details to populate applications, and any of the account forms that get signed or fulfilled through the origination flow directly into our ECM feature set, which then become available in our CRM feature set when you're reviewing members' profiles, so you can quickly load and access the documents. So you can see how all these individual feature sets that we deliver as a cohesive platform are really, they come pre-integrated, and they communicate and work very well together. And we think it's not only about having point solutions that have, strong capabilities, it's about connecting the pieces so that they're working together so that you can really focus on delivering the digital first solutions that members need, and you're not worried about spending all the time integrating and connecting these different components and solutions. Everything we do for our platform development focuses on what we call the right size platform development approach. We believe that large scale licensed solutions include substantial functionality that won't really be used by most credit unions, but will be paid for every month through licensing fees. We believe that a right size custom solution offers credit unions the opportunity to get the right functionality at the right cost. So when we evaluate large CRM platforms, for example, there's a whole bunch of capabilities there. They're not really tailored to the credit union industry. They don't come integrated to your core banking system. And to customize and implement and configure those solutions attract a significant amount of cost, internal team time, and really you only end up using a very small fraction of those on developing the right capabilities that credit unions need to better serve their members, while making it easy to implement and adopt with your staff and with your members. So the supported components through ASAPP OXP international version include the team portal, retail and business account origination, retail and business lending origination, our customer relationship management feature set, our enterprise content management feature set, and our opportunity engine. So we'll talk just briefly about each of these points, and we'll show a demo of some of those capabilities, and then Tony's going to bring it around to some of the use cases and capabilities that you can use to help drive that digital first approach. So looking at the team portal, all the components and feature sets that we release are served up through what we call the ASAPP OXP Team portal, and it's a single access point for all feature sets. So whether you're using the ECM, the opportunity engine, the origination, the business origination, you're signing into one place to access all these capabilities. You get tailored content displays depending on your access level and roles and your role within the organization. It helps you streamline internal communications, so deploying out announcements to staff. It allows you to have alerts, due dates, news, things like that. And it's a very easy to use and intuitive interface for your staff to pick up and adopt. Our account origination feature set allows you to increase customers, deposits, and share of wallets growth through anytime, anywhere, and any device origination. So this really helps increase efficiency for staff. It allows you to deliver omni-channel services. So whether a member's using their phone, their tablet, whether they're at home, whether they come into a branch, you can fulfill that account origination. They can start in branch. They can, if they're missing a piece of documentation, they can go home. You can send out a request for that documentation for them to fulfill from home. So there's really not any barriers in terms of location or device that would prevent you from being able to engage and fulfill originations with your members. Members can save and resume at any time. They can also apply for multiple products at once. And there is broad support for different types of deposit accounts, so checking, savings, term deposit, for some examples. When we look at the lending origination solution, it enables easy loan origination to increase share of wallet growth through 24/7, 365 digital lending. So while you're walking through our lending origination flow, you get real-time lending approvals. It's delivered in an omni-channel way, so whether you're in branch or online, again, you can start in branch, pick up online, start online. If you need help, come back into a branch. So really allowing members to fulfill those lending requests in whichever channel they prefer. You can combine lending applications with deposit applications, and it leverages our innovative lending decisioning engine, which allows you to adjust parameters and kind of risk criteria in real time in the back end as markets change or risk parameters need to be adjusted. We do also support secured and unsecured retail and business lending through this solution. So we're just going to show a quick video demo of some of the origination capabilities, and then we'll look at some of the engagement capabilities before we turn it over to Tony.
Welcome to this short product demonstration of the ASAPP OXP origination feature sets, part of the most complete omnichannel experience platform for credit unions. The ASAPP OXP digital account origination capabilities include support for a wide array of account types. This includes everything from daily banking accounts, term investments, and lending account applications. The landing page includes all configured product categories, with products displayed within each category. These products and categories are fully manageable by client partners from within the back-end administrator panel, allowing financial institutions to easily add, remove, or edit available accounts at any time. On the right-hand side, an application ID and password section is displayed, allowing applicants who have started their application to pause and resume at any time and pick up right where they left off. Once one or more products are selected, applicants can begin the application process. The application process will automatically adjust the flow and information collection based on the selected products and their configurations. The following demonstration walks through a daily banking account application. As an applicant starts the application process, the first page will identify what information will be required during the application flow. The application login page will collect the email address, preferred branch, and the application password from the applicant. An application ID is also generated and communicated to the applicant, which can be used in conjunction with the established password to resume their application should they need to log out at any point. As soon as this page is completed, an in-progress application record is available that includes the basic contact information and selected accounts on the application, which is viewable to staff in the back end for follow-up. Next, the applicant is asked if they have an existing account at the financial institution. Applicants are then able to provide their member number and are verified through email verification, SMS codes, or digital banking integrations. New applicants are able to verify their identity leveraging the ASAPP OXP Identify biometric identity verification process. Through this process, applicants are able to use their photo identification and phone or webcam device to scan and verify their identity. First, the front of the identification is uploaded. Depending on the ID type, the back will then be requested. Through analysis of the photo on the ID and live face capture from the applicant's device, the identity of the applicant can be verified. The data from the photo identification is extracted and pulled into the application to pre-populate the applicant profile and minimize the data entry required from the applicant. The applicant can then complete their profile, filling in any missing pieces of information. Alternate addresses can be provided, and all addresses leverage the Google Address autocomplete capabilities to ensure efficient and accurate address population. Applicants can provide their contact information, which includes emails and can include both home and mobile phone numbers. Employment information is then collected, and the extent of information collected here can be configured based on the selected products. Declarations can then be collected. These are fully configurable for different application types or accounts. Declarations are intelligently grouped based on configurations or can be collected independently. Consents can be configured similarly and mapped to specific accounts through the back-end administrator panel. Once the applicant profile, declarations, and consents have been collected, the applicant is given an opportunity to review and update any provided information. Depending on the configuration, back-end integrations connect to third parties to validate the information provided by the applicant and cross-reference fraud or other watch lists. Joint applicants can be added to the application if required and will undergo a similar verification process. Product upsells for overdraft or alternate lending amounts can be introduced through the application flow, allowing the applicant to opt in to additional products. Member share amounts and content can be presented for new members, and additional deposit amounts can be specified for each eligible account on the application. Available funding options can be configured as part of each implementation and allow the applicant to select how they wish to fund their member share and/or account deposits. Documents can be auto-filled and presented for digital signature during the application flow, or deferred for post-application delivery during back-end account adjudication. Once the application is submitted, an application summary is presented and the application becomes available for adjudication in the back end by staff. The digital application flow also supports a full set of lending accounts, including loans, lines of credit, and even mortgages. For digital lending applications, applicants are able to provide their requested lending amount. Depending on the configuration, guarantors or co-signers can also be established, and the applicant can opt to use the lending facility for debt consolidation. Additional information is collected for lending applications, including asset information and proof of income, based on the configuration. The applicant provides their profile information, with some additional information collected during the employment and income sections. credit reports are retrieved, with information automatically pulling from the report to facilitate quick lending pre-approvals. Asset information can then be collected and can be used for net worth calculations on unsecured account applications or to establish collateral for secured lending flows. The list of asset categories available can be configured for each type of lending account, and information for each asset is collected. Liability information is automatically retrieved from the applicant's credit report to support debt service ratio calculations behind the scenes. The applicant's income, credit report, assets, and liabilities are then used through the ASAPP OXP innovative rate and approval matrices to determine if the applicant is eligible for their selected lending account. Alternate amounts can be presented if an applicant does not meet the requirements for the requested amount, and a custom risk-based rate is calculated and displayed to the applicant once approved. Lending disclosure statements or agreements can be presented during the application for digital signature or deferred to post-application delivery. Within the back-end administrator panel, staff can review submitted applications. The lending decisioning results are made available for review, including the applicant's assets and liabilities. Any modifications to these details will update the respective debt service ratios in lending decisioning. Staff are able to request additional supporting documentation leveraging the document portal capabilities, which will allow applicants to securely upload additional required documentation for identity verification or proof of income validation. Checklists are available to ensure consistent processes are used during account and lending adjudication, with all checklist activities recorded and timestamped to the applicable staff. Digital document packages can be deployed from the application and are delivered in a single consolidated document package, allowing applicants to quickly digitally sign all required documents. Once the applications are ready to commit to the core banking system, staff can leverage Unicore, a unified core banking connection engine to commit new members, accounts, collateral, and all selected accounts. This committal triggers automatic import into the ASAPP OXP CRM feature set. All applicant files can then be synced into the ASAPP OXP Enterprise Content Management feature set and become linked to members within their profiles for quick reference by staff when reviewing member CRM profiles in the future. The ASAPP OXP Backend Administrator panel includes a set of powerful capabilities allowing financial institutions to self-manage their ASAPP OXP implementation. This includes the ability to add new product categories and products at any time. Within each product, the configurations can be adjusted, including the full rate and approval matrices for lending applications. These adjustments are automatically change-tracked for a full history of any product changes. The ASAPP OXP document library allows financial institutions to upload and update forms for autofilling and digital signature collection internally without any support required by the ASAPP OXP implementation team. This means entire new products, decisioning matrices, and documents can be added, edited, or updated at any time by staff quickly and easily, without any additional costs or configuration hours required. This is just a glimpse of the capabilities available within the ASAPP OXP origination feature sets. For more information or to book a demo, please visit asappbanking.com.
All right, well, that's just a quick summary of some of the origination capabilities. So you can see how a member can do kind of self-service deposit account origination, lending origination, how those products can be managed by your internal team in the back end. So new products can be released and implemented kind of without any involvement from our team, and how those documents that are signed and fulfilled will automatically sync through our engagement feature sets. And that's what we're going to talk briefly about now. And we have another short demonstration for that. So for our engagement feature sets, that includes CRM, ECM, and our opportunity engine. So on the CRM side, it supports configurable workflows and enhanced member onboarding processes. So one of the things we've seen time and time again as kind of our foundation focused more on the origination capabilities. But if you delivered a really great origination for new members, but didn't have a good member onboarding and follow-up program, you weren't able to grow that share of wallet and get the most ROI out of the solution. So as we're building the CRM feature sets, there's a strong focus on how do we follow up with members post-origination to ensure that they have a really great onboarding experience, on day 30, on day 60, on their 6-month, on their 1-year anniversary. How do we make sure that we're following up and giving them a great member experience? It also includes conversation and opportunity tracking, account snapshots and detailed views, so full summaries of the accounts that a member has at your institution, and bi-directional core banking integrated member management. So through our Unicore engine, once you have your connector up and running for the CRM, it's not only reviewing member profiles and accounts, but you can actually update members' names, addresses, date of birth, identity documents, and that syncs in real time back to your core banking system. And that comes as part of our standard implementation for the CRM feature set. For the enterprise content management, it includes quick lookup and retrieval, secure encrypted and restricted storage, backup and disaster recovery, and a very intuitive and simple interface. And the big feature here is that documents that sync from the origination automatically become linked to members' profiles. So when a front-end staff is interacting with a member and recording a conversation or pulls up their profile, they can access any of the origination documents directly within the member's profile very quickly and very easily within the same platform and system. So very convenient feature. It allows a very quick document retrieval, and it's definitely one of the most kind of exciting features for our ECM feature set. The opportunity engine, and you'll see this on the demonstration, this allows staff to leverage member information from multiple sources. So again, that's core banking, that's the origination feature sets, that's the CRM feature sets, and quickly build queries to locate members for offers, opportunities, and conversations. You can build and save query templates, and it includes over 125 different search attributes. So again, this can be things like, give me all the members that have $5,000 in a savings account but don't have a term product, or give me all the members that have a credit card but don't have a line of credit, or give me all the members that have a mortgage coming up for renewal. What members have we had limited interactions with in the last year, that type of thing, and quickly, in a matter of seconds, provides your staff with a full list of filtered members that they can then choose to load in to issue out term renewal or mortgage renewal opportunities, or to schedule follow-up calls or conversations, or to follow up on concerns, or to deploy out offers to digital banking. So it's a really powerful and easy to use set of capabilities that comes as part of our platform implementation. And lastly, we have the ASAPP OXP API. This is for financial institutions or credit unions that have an internal development team that might want to cross-integrate some of our data to other systems. So we understand that while our platform has a broad set of capabilities, you might have other third-party systems that you want to leverage off some of this data. So we do provide kind of 24/7 access to your data through the API. It could allow you to follow up with leads and push leads to other external systems, or return application lists for members, or full application and applicant details. So a very powerful API that allows you to access your data and use it in other external systems. So we have a bit of a shorter video for some of the engagement feature sets. And then Tony's going to talk about not just the features, but how do you use these features, and not just for ASAPP, but if you might have other platforms or capabilities that have some similar or varying capabilities, but how do we leverage our technology to deliver a digital first approach? So we'll just do one quick video, and then Tony's going to take over.
Through this short demonstration, we will showcase the capabilities of the ASAPP OXP engagement feature sets, including the Team Portal, CRM, ECM, and ASAPP OXP Opportunity Engine. The ASAPP OXP Team Portal provides centralized access to all licensed and implemented ASAPP OXP feature sets. When staff log in, the dashboard provides them with a feed of announcements which can be deployed globally or to staff at specific branches. Intelligent widgets are available for the origination and engagement feature sets based on the user's permissions and activity within the platform. The origination panel will display a list of assigned applications, recently viewed applications, and summaries of application counts for various statuses. Staff are able to jump directly to the applications by selecting the application ID. The engagement panel includes a summary of activity for the week, as well as feeds containing upcoming tasks and recent interactions. Recently viewed profiles are also available to allow staff to jump back to member profiles they were recently working with. The top navigation remains with staff throughout their activity within the Team Portal and provides an intelligent quick search to locate member profiles, as well as quick actions to add tasks and notes or record conversations in sales. When navigating to a member's profile, the member's information is resynchronized from the core banking system in real time. And the profile summary includes key information related to the member for quick reference. This includes any pinned notes or open concerns, summaries of recent interactions, as well as contact and household information. Any open tasks are also available in the summary for staff to review and action. The member profile contains a number of sections along the left panel. The Profile Information section contains key member personal information, address information, employment information, and identification information. This information can be edited and updated by staff, with updates syncing to the core banking system in real time. The Contact Information section includes communication preferences, email addresses, and phone numbers on file. The Conversations section includes any conversations, concerns, or opportunities that have been linked with the member's profile. The details of these can be reviewed by selecting any of the individual entries. The Accounts section will list all active accounts the member has within the core banking system, with detailed views available when selecting any individual account. The Tasks panel will identify any tasks that are open with the member and will identify a count of open and overdue tasks for quick reference in the left panel. The Notes section displays any notes recorded to the member's profile. Sticky notes can be leveraged for a quick view on the member's summary page. The Sales section will display a list of all sales recorded to that member. The Documents tab will display any files that are uploaded into the Enterprise Content Management feature set and are linked to the member. This includes files from the Deposit and Lending Origination feature sets, including application summaries, account agreements, and credit reports. While browsing within a member's profile, any quick actions that are used, such as recording a conversation, will automatically link to the member. When recording a conversation, you can identify the type as a conversation, opportunity, or concern. For opportunities, the associated product type and product can be included, as well as expected value, expiry date, and close date. This feeds into opportunity and pipeline reports and allows for opportunity workloads to be measured and balanced across your staff network. Within any conversation, opportunity, or concern, individual interactions can be recorded to ensure the full threaded history is maintained and visible for future reference. Tasks or workflows can be assigned. Workflows will automatically trigger a series of tasks with defined durations and can be set to include dependencies between tasks to automatically activate new tasks as others are being closed or addressed. While these items are viewable within member profiles, general search interfaces exist for conversations, opportunities, concerns, and tasks. This allows staff to view and search for these items outside of member profiles. Content Management. Within the Enterprise Content Management section of the Team portal, administrators are able to manage task templates, email templates, and other content used throughout the engagement feature sets. Workflows can be created and contain a series of tasks, which can include general staff tasks, email deployments, or scheduled phone calls. Email tasks can be tied to configurable email templates and allow for deployment of branded emails directly within the task details. The Enterprise Management feature set allows administrators to create nested folder structures and associate access to the folders and subfolder to specific groups of individuals. Auto tags can be applied to any folder or subfolder and will automatically tag any files uploaded within the folders appropriately. The quick search along the top allows staff to quickly locate files. Files can be downloaded individually or in batches by authorized staff. Any files that are linked to members will automatically appear within the member profiles as well as within the general ECM search interface. Opportunity Engine. The ASAPP OXP Opportunity Engine aggregates data from core banking feeds, allowing you to locate member lists for opportunities leveraging over 30 aggregate totals, 20 flags, 40 member level, and 35 product level attributes. This includes account balances, credit scores, income levels, term maturity dates, and many other parameters, allowing your staff to efficiently schedule conversations and tasks for your members. The interface allows authorized users to create query templates for quick reuse and generates lists of results in only a few seconds. These can then be imported into the opportunity feeds for staff with automatic workflow or task association based on the configuration. Together, the origination and engagement capabilities are delivered as a cohesive platform with flexible implementation approaches. These right-sized feature sets can be implemented in as little as 12 weeks and provide your credit union with the tools needed to better service your members and generate greater share of wallet and overall ROI. Record conversations, track sales, manage your member profiles, generate opportunities, and fulfill origination requests, all through the ASAPP OXP Omnichannel experience platform tailored for the credit union industry. This is just a glimpse of the capabilities available within the ASAPP OXP engagement feature sets. For more information or to book a demo, please visit asappbanking.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tony Dunham. As JR and Steve obviously had kind of spent some time today, talking about the history of ASAPP, how we've evolved as a company, what we're, the values proposition that we're bringing forward to you as a credit union, as a community bank, and how are we focusing forward on helping you just kind of, drive that digital first approach, some of your transformation initiatives, and how our solution can be viewed more as a not from a business standpoint where you implement the technology and all of a sudden flick a switch and everything is working. The reality is our technology is looking to enable your current environment, your brand initiatives, your member expectations, and be able to allow your organization to create a little bit more agility as you start moving forward, especially through some of these, fast-paced, environmental changes that are taking place both at the consumer behavior level as well as the credit union business level. Today, I want to spend a few minutes here, obviously kind of tying in, you've been able to see the technology itself in action, understanding, some of the areas that we initially came into the environment to solve for. And I want to kind of loop everybody back in here and actually show you a real live type of use case of one of our client partners who were able to balance a strong, brand initiative coupled with a strong competitive marketing program, and how they were able to enable the technology throughout to be able to drive some very successful results and some quick ROI. But before I get into, in any of the discussions, especially on my level, when I'm having conversations with you as the credit union prospective client partners, obviously a lot of the discussions that we have are very similar in nature, and it doesn't matter from a geography standpoint where you stand. There are three key areas that all we find, anyways, all our client partners are really looking to try and solve for. And what we're realizing, obviously, in this fast-paced environment and consumer changes is the ability from a scalability standpoint. So many of us have actually gone through this experience of, transformation, change management, process re-engineering. The reality is, especially coming out of COVID, I think we all realized our business continuity plans were really kind of shot out the window. When we take a look at our model was built from a bricks and mortar perspective, not necessarily from an omni-channel standpoint. So obviously putting a lot of pressure points on the credit union themselves, on your employees, on the members themselves, aligning themselves with an organization that is positioned well from a scalability standpoint. Obviously, the addressing the urgency level within the organization, that speed to market, these are very critical pieces for any organization, especially when you're looking at trying to accomplish that connectivity, that success, that loyalty loop that we talked about earlier, and obviously building out that engagement. So having a solution that actually moves across multiple channels and aligns with the preferences of obviously the end stakeholder being your members. Obviously, organizations are looking to build that resiliency within their operations. Obviously, what's the big driver behind this? What we are finding is consumer behaviors have definitely changed, and this is not just being influenced. Banking is not, we're not protected from this environment. Obviously, if anything, we're exposed. What we're seeing today's consumers today, especially over the last, look at the younger generation, look at how people shop today, how people build awareness, how they acquire, the influences of social media to the influences of ease of technology. Obviously digital access, engagement, and operations are something that have become very top of mind and become an expectation of today's consumer. So if we kind of unpack some of these components here for a moment, looking at digital access, one of the areas at ASAPP, we do a lot of time, spend a lot of time obviously researching consumer behavior and obviously having discussions with our client partners And obviously the increased demand from the members, making sure that all products and services are available in a digital fashion. It's growing, and it's growing at a very strong momentum right now. And obviously the bar of consideration is obviously heightened, and a lot of that has to do with the influences of how the consumer shape their buying experiences with other products and services outside of banking. When we take a look at anticipating the demand and expectations, I think it's very clear, when you're looking at access, it obviously has to be intuitive. It's got to be, intelligent in nature. It's got to be obviously simple in nature, but most importantly, at the same time, it has to provide that sense of security, ensuring that everything is being delivered at the right time, at the right moment, and in an alignment on a more of a personalized, convenient fashion for the members. When you look at it from an engagement standpoint, credit unions are always looking for ways to increase engagement. I think this is a table stakes for credit unions. For many years, and go through surveys, credit unions have always been focused around the world. Service has been #1 priority, putting the members first. Moving, they're not a number anymore. They're actually a person. They have a name. They have, a family and a community level of connectivity, and credit unions obviously value those conversations. Now, how do you translate that over from a digital perspective? Obviously, a lot of those kind of, I'll call it moments of truth, those table stakes, how do we enhance those components and make them important? Especially when we've always relied on face-to-face transactions, is how do you enable the technology across multiple channels so that the consumer can drive at their pace, and when they need that help and that assistance, having a technology or solution that can quickly pick up exactly where they left off and be able to allow you as an organization to spend more time on the advice and providing them a really good, solid, intertwined or interwoven overall member experience, no different than what they would have experienced when they came in to see you face to face. So ultimately, from an operations, to be able to accomplish that engagement level, to accomplish that access component, obviously it's going to have some impact, and it's going to translate or transform operationally. With this, what we are finding is that there are, every data point can be tracked and can be measured. It has an impact towards measuring the overall success. So when you're looking at efficiencies, you start to expose some of your manual processes you had in the past. When you start to digitize them, you start asking yourselves the right questions. It enables you to retool your organization. So, understanding these different drivers that you are looking for and you are challenged with and you're looking to solve for, ASAP obviously is looking to take these into consideration and making sure that we're connecting the member experience, obviously, to the overall objectives that you're trying to accomplish and equipping your employees with the right tools. So from a case study standpoint, just to kind of set the stage, one of our longstanding client partners, we had been having some, once we kind of got through the implementation, the onboarding of the technology, sitting down with them and understanding how they're using the tool, some of the pain points they're overseeing as an organization. So in this case here, our client partner, Tandia Financial, here in Canada, they reside here in kind of the GTA market, in the Toronto, Canada market. Obviously hyper competitive. There's obviously lots of credit unions here. There's obviously lots of financial institutions, banks, community banks, obviously non-banks that are obviously competing in the same space. We got big box store brands that are competing in that space. So the challenge here that Tandy was facing was they were coming off of, or through COVID, a very strong lending situation. They obviously were having a bit of a funding mismatch that was going on. They needed to acquire some deposits to be able to offset, to mitigate some of the risk exposure that they had going into the new year. So they had sat down with us and were looking at trying to launch a campaign. So, in this challenge of what they were trying to do is obviously, how do I address deposit growth? Obviously at the same time, they wanted to have a balance between some new member acquisition, but more importantly, being able to extend out to their existing members. So share of wallet was a challenge. They had a lot of single product members, a lot of people that were chasing different types of rates, but really they needed to find a way to connect with them at a higher level. And obviously we were just coming off of the COVID environment or COVID stages, so pandemic. So a lot of people weren't necessarily coming into the bricks and mortar. So members have transformed the way they connect. So a challenge here obviously is how do they be able to reach out and allow offers to be presented to those members, expose them to opportunities, and give them the ease of using technology to be actually move through the fulfillment stages that are needed. Obviously, bringing in deposits can be expensive, so obviously retaining those deposits and being able to extend out those opportunities is how can they use some of the behavioral purchase patterns that were here and leverage those through a campaign to be able to retain those dollars and deepen those relationships. But most importantly, I think there's the last two bullets that you see here: digital adoption from a member perspective and digital adoption from a staff perspective. One of the areas is obviously we're addressing the deposit challenge that we're looking for, but most importantly, they were looking at really trying to build a really positive, strong momentum and belief around the technology and some of the initiatives that they had taken place from an infrastructure standpoint. So both getting the member on board and the staff on board were going to be critical table stakes for us moving forward. So the approach that we took here is the attract phase and the extend phase. So Steve earlier had talked to you about the origination aspect of it, and then obviously talked to you about the engagement level. So why we found this case study to be extremely valuable here is what we're trying to showcase is the attract phase was a 12-day flash sale, kind of a teaser promotion. They wanted to be able to push out a really strong offer to attract that new money and get it into the doors early. So a very tight type of campaign, more of a retail type of focus approach to it. But then the second piece is how do you transition those members, those acquisitions, those new deposits, those new accounts that have been opened, and move them into an extend phase through the engagement and regroup with those members around a retentionary strategy. The audience that we were looking to attract, obviously from a new member standpoint, so you can see, that 25 to 59, obviously trying to identify some of the digital savvy, looking for people to maximize some of their short-term savings. And then we had a certain limitation around the entry level of deposits and the dollar thresholds being used. On the existing member, you can see a transition slightly different on an age bracket, but we were looking to try and find ways to identify regular online users, banking and digital tools, and really being able to test out this technology and enable those processes with those members. From an execution standpoint, you can see, and obviously with our solution, everything from promo pages to email campaigns to social media aspects of it, is that the nice part about our solution is that you can create call to action, you can create urgency, you can bring them through from multiple channels and bring them back to the technology or to the platform that we're offering here, that will allow you to basically tighten those or shorten the fulfillment cycles and be able to connect everything and bring everybody, all your organizations, all your stakeholders, members and employees into a single type of platform where you can have a consistent and precise execution plan tied to it. This is just, obviously with the solution, we can translate this across multi-channel. So and what we were trying to accomplish in this use case is that we did use the digital or online banking environment and embedded a very seamless experience within that environment. So we were able to attract existing members coming in and authenticating themselves. We were able to attract members brand new to the organization through social media channels and bring them through. So we were onboarding new members in a quick experience, taking existing members and providing them a seamless experience, and using this in a central fashion through a single application flow. On the extend phase, this is just kind of highlighting, taking things from, workflows, designing workflows in the CRM to be identified to it, how do we deal with the new member onboarding of the attraction phase, to how do we transition specific steps, activities, and roles within the organization to ensure that we build out that retentionary aspect of the business. So building out unique workflows based on those segments, customizing email follow-ups and communications, and bringing some automation into the organization. Building out call scripts to ensure that the segments, we're using the right keywords and elements that are tied back to the campaign to be able to have the highest and best execution, and obviously get the highest concentration of and penetration of success on the campaign. And then having the ability, obviously at the end of the day, everybody in the organization knowing where things are going from a centralized dashboard perspective and having the appropriate tracking in place. So the results. And as I mentioned earlier in the approach, it was a 12-day campaign. In this situation here, when we really took a very unified approach with them, we actually had to And the reason why it was highly successful, bringing in over $60 million worth of deposits. The target at that time that we were looking to achieve was 24 million. So across the 7-day period, bringing in $60 million of new deposits, adding 341 new accounts to the Tandia operation. Having a great success around achieving the targets, but most importantly, looking at the account open online. So actually, when I talked about employee and member adoption, the reality is using this campaign, using this platform, tying in all the results on this, we started to see a shift in the mindset and an acceptance both at the member level and the employee level. The retentionary piece, I pulled this in, when we looked at 30 days after the offer, we were able to, out of that 60 million, help them to achieve very early on a 35% retention rate of those deposits. So that allowed them to be able to have a good, stable balance sheet going into the new year and being able to solve for some of the risks that they were being presented with a few months prior to this campaign. When we talked about the employee aspect of it, I just wanted to kind of pull in some of the feedback from the staff. These are the comments coming from the frontline and middle management aspect of it. But what really I wanted to kind of point out here is, this was an opportunity for the employees to have an aha moment, to understand how strategically the transformation steps that they have been going through the journey. It had posed some challenges on the organization, but actually seeing it front and center, being able to experience it firsthand, be able to see the action more into an adoption standpoint and then becoming ambassadors of this change. This actually was a very pivotal campaign and a transitional moment for this organization to be able to see how the strategy was coming together and the impacts it was having on both the members and their peers across the organization. So I will stop here at this moment and obviously open it up to any questions. I know there's a few minutes left here in the webinar, but we can definitely take a few moments here to address any questions that there might be.
I don't see any questions in the Q&A, but if anybody does have them, we do have a few minutes and you can put them into the Q&A at the bottom of the screen. We did have one question come through the chat that I know, Tony, you answered directly, but just in case others didn't see that, the question was, is this available in multi-currencies and multi-languages?
Yes, and so currently right now, and kind of in the response in there, it's we offer it obviously in it's not in multi-language today. It's obviously offered here in Canada in English speaking, and obviously the currency is from Canadian standpoint. We are obviously evaluating this process and going through this journey, looking at different opportunities that are available to transition this into multi-currency pieces. This is obviously we would sit down with the individual credit unions in the various areas of residency and alternatives for that. So.
Great. Well, I want to just make sure that we are coming up on 11 a.m. Central Time in the U.S. here, and I want to make sure, JR, if there are any other notes you wanted to add as President and CEO before we go.
Thanks. Just wanted to say thank you again for everybody participating today, and yeah, we'd be very excited. We're happy to have exploratory conversations with any credit union potential partners out there, even just to understand some of the challenges you're facing in the market and some of the things you may be considering from a digital transformation technology standpoint. And we'll be reaching out and hopefully chatting with lots of people. And thank you to the World Council today for putting on the webinar and hosting us, and for the World Credit Union Conference in Vancouver. It was great to have you guys up here in Canada this year, and we look forward to Boston next year.
That's great. That's great that you're planning to come to Boston. We're looking forward to that too. And thank you guys all so much. I think it was very informative for a lot of our attendees today. I just want to say, if you like this event and you want to watch it again, or you want others at your credit union or elsewhere to see it, you can refer them to the World Council YouTube channel. That's at youtube.com/WOCCU, WOCCU. It's going to be available there later today, and it'll be there going forward if you want others to see it. So make sure you tune in there. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great day.